Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Joe Palmer begins now.
Good evening, everyone. There's a breakthrough tonight in the year-long stalemate over public sector wages, with the majority of unions backing a new offer from the government. While pay increases are set for Tasmania's 29,000 public sector workers, the deal only covers 12 months, with the long-term agreement yet to be reached.
For more than a year, public sector strikes have closed schools, driven protests and impacted surgeries. But a new short-term deal between unions and the government offered today has brought respite to the battle for higher wages, at least for now.
We've sought to reset the relationship with the unions. We believe that we're now in a position where we can move forward, hold good faith negotiations with a view to getting an outcome by November.
Offering a 2.1% pay rise with back pay, plus 0.25% once it's signed and a bonus $120. Nothing about conditions. If members agree, the one-year deal will be backdated to December while long-term negotiations continue.
There was a strong feeling from both the government and ourselves this morning that we needed to sit down almost immediately and talk about the next 4 months and how we are going to have this sensible reset to negotiations.
Should the good faith negotiations break down, we would consider industrial action, but we're certainly positive and hopeful that that won't be required and we will be able to reach a longer term agreement negotiated in good faith.
Everyone happy except the troubled teachers union, saying in a statement it's a disappointing quick fix, one-size-fits-all approach.
The government have taken 12 months to come up with a 12-month deal. It's just not good enough. We know that it will be good for those workers to get their back pay. However, it's just more uncertainty.
If a permanent deal can't be reached by the new November deadline, arbitration is back on the table. Michelle Wisby, 7 Tasmania News.
A police officer has been charged with common assault in relation to the detention of a minor in January. In a brief statement, Tasmania Police confirmed the 29-year-old female from the south of the state has been assigned to non-operational duties. She's set to appear in the Hobart Magistrates Court at a later date to face 2 charges of common assault. Premier Will Hodgman insists the state's salmon is safe to eat following 2 listeria deaths linked to fish from Tasmania. The Health Service says there's no need for a product recall, but the Greens claim lives are at risk.
Tasmania's salmon industry is worth nearly $1 billion. And Premier Will Hodgman had one message for buyers today: our salmon is safe to eat.
We do have faith in our businesses. Great value is placed in the product that is synonymous with our brand.
Local smoked salmon has been linked with 3 listeria infections interstate, 2 of which ended in deaths. Both cases involved people over the age of 70 with pre-existing medical conditions. Tasmania's public health boss says there's no evidence any products on sale had listeria breaching food standards.
Importantly also, a review of processing facilities by biosecurity has not detected any non-compliance by Tasmanian companies.
Those assurances aren't enough for the Greens.
This is a major public health issue. It is very possible that there is salmon on the shelves now that is contaminated with listeria and presents a threat to human life.
Labor's calling those remarks scaremongering.
I think it's very disappointing that once again we see the Greens using every context and pretext they can to talk about shutting down the salmon industry.
A national investigation is now underway. Industry bodies wouldn't comment on camera. Sean McComish, 7 Tasmania News.
We've heard the heat is coming out of the Tasmanian property market, but unit owners are taking a particularly hard hit, according to Domain. It's reporting Hobart unit prices are down more than 6% for the June quarter. Houses experienced a modest 0.7% increase, but over the whole year grew 4%. In Launceston, the median house price is up 3% for the year. Domain predicts modest price growth for the year ahead. There'll be one less top-level cricket match in Tasmania this season, with the Hobart Hurricanes on the move. One of their home games will be played in Alice Springs, on a pitch previously plagued with surface problems.
6 and out of the state. The Hobart Hurricanes are taking one of their 7 home games interstate.
When we did expand to 7, there was always a consideration that maybe the 7th game needs to be played somewhere, but only if the opportunity was right.
They'll play the Sydney Sixers at Alice Springs' Traeger Park on December 20. Cricket Tasmania's CEO says it's right not only financially, but culturally, with batsman Darcy Short keen to kickstart an Indigenous cricket program.
Being really keen on doing something to recognise Indigenous cricket, and he was wanting to do some sort of initiative. This provides us an opportunity.
The Adelaide Strikers played there in 2018, but the ground was stripped of a match in February due to a poor surface. Officials are confident there won't be a repeat.
We'll be playing an active role ensuring that the surface is first-class standards.
Blunston will host 4 matches, with 2 to be played at Launceston's Utah Stadium. The Hurricanes are confident Tasmanians aren't being shortchanged, saying fans on average attend a quarter of the matches.
And when we had 7 home games, it's still 2. So fans are effectively choosing which games they go to.
In the first 6 days, they'll play in the Alice, Victoria and Hobart. Coach Adam Griffith is up for the challenge.
How you manage through that and how you manage your team through there is often the team that has the success at this.
11 of the Hurricanes' 14 games will be broadcast on 7. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Prominent environmentalist Vicar Bailey is stepping down from the Wilderness Society. Over 19 years, he's been involved in heated campaigns against the pulp mill, native forest logging and tourism developments in World Heritage areas. He had taken leave to pursue a political career in the upper house, but lost the race. Vicar Bailey says he'll continue to volunteer for the Wilderness Society, but it's time to move on as its campaign manager. He's left the door open for more political aspirations. Would you drink a broccoli latte? This is just one of the ways Tasmania's farmers are looking to fight the war on waste, repurposing produce to help food get from the paddock to the plate. Roughly 60 people, including growers and processors, gathered at a forum in Longford discussing ways to end waste.
Out of all of the food waste across Australia, 31% of that is happening at that primary production level.
And for vegetables, there's a lot of fermenting that we can do with vegetables to actually add value, make sauerkrauts.
It's estimated food loss on farms costs the sector $2.84 billion each year. They say you should eat with your eyes, but these judges are looking for a lot more than that at the Royal Hobart Fine Food Awards. Attracting entries from across Tasmania and interstate, it aims to find the best produce in the country.
For judges at the Royal Hobart Fine Food Awards, it's a tough job, but someone has to do it. They're busy tasting everything from tea and chocolate to bread, ham and honey.
This is the 23rd year of its inception. It's the oldest Fine Food Awards in Australia.
With over 1,000 different items to try, this isn't a job for the faint-hearted or those with a weak stomach. The winning products not only need to look and taste good, but have to meet a tough criteria.
Like with chocolate, you're looking at the gloss and the snap and the general finish, appearance, and then the flavour and how it melts in your mouth.
The utmost care is taken during judgment, with testing conditions for items like tea matching international standards.
So it's all benchmarking, so you're doing an exact same grammage and infusion time, etc., and it is the global standard used with all the big tea companies around.
2019's awards are seeing an increase of products across all categories, with an emphasis on highlighting local ingredients.
Been using local ingredients, like with leatherwood honey, Tasmanian whiskey and gin, and they were quite good.
Major award winners will be announced next month. Ebony Ablett, 7 Tasmania News.
If you have burning questions about the moon or how the human mind works, now might be the perfect time to find the answers. Today, the nation's top scientist joined a few curious students in Launceston to prepare for National Science Week.
Kids are absolutely easy to engage in science. They've got, at a young age, like the kids who've been here today, there's an abundance of curiosity, there's no negativity, they're interested in everything including science.
There's all sorts of things going on, and of course what's fresh in everybody's minds at the moment is the 50th anniversary of the moon landing, so that's a big part of the focus this year.
The program kicks off on August 10.
Lauderdale's coach admits he was complacent against Launceston when the side was wiped out by 44 points. The Southern Bombers have picked apart their performance before they face another team on the rise this week. For a club tipped to finally break its premiership hoodoo, Lauderdale's loss to Launceston was a serious speed bump.
Something that we reviewed pretty hard.
The visitors were overrun in the opening half, prompting a confession.
To be honest, I've probably just been going through the motions a little bit as well. And I think that flows down to the players, and that was probably the result we had on the weekend.
The timing is intriguing as Lauderdale comes up against another surprise packet, Kingborough, a team fresh off the bye and an unexpected upset over North Launceston the week before.
The one thing about our group which is really good, because they're all such tight mates and, you know, they've played a lot of footy together through the juniors and they've been at the club through the hard times as well, they've always got good energy.
It'll be an old-fashioned day for forwards at North Hobart Oval when Mitch Thorpe lines up for the Blues at one end and Demon Colin Garland at the other, while North Hobart's Sam Darley could be free from a tagger in the middle.
We've spoken about this a little bit. We haven't tagged just about at all this year, and we probably won't start with the tag, but we'll certainly keep a very close eye on him. We probably rate him as the best midfielder in the competition.
No longer an easy beat, North Hobart is steadily building respect.
Wins and losses are the same as last year, but it's just a completely different feel. We aren't far away from getting a couple of scalps, and that's just what we're aiming for.
Tasmania Devils forward Mia King has been named in the All-Australian team for her performance in the AFLW Under-18 National Championships. The Launceston product averaged 18 disposals during the campaign and was the sole Tasmanian inclusion in the All-Australian side. With just 2 rounds left in the State Netball League season, competition for top spot is heating up. A top-of-the-table clash is taking place between Cavaliers and the Northern Hawks on Saturday night at the Silverdome. A win won't assure the Hawks' top spot come the finals, as Cavs have an extra game in hand.
Particularly over the last 8 weeks, we're definitely seeing the netball that we want to see at this time of the year.
Bring the fun back into netball, because I think that's what we've been missing a bit in the last few weeks, and just really good decision making.
It is still possible for the third place Arrows to finish top of the table. They play Kingston tomorrow night. And finally tonight, excitement's building in the Southern Football League for Premiership player Barry Hall, who will pull on a Guernsey for Signet this weekend. Once a regular at the AFL Tribunal, Hall is promising to boot a bag of goals.
So I'll be lining up in the full forward line. I won't leave the 50 arc. There's no if, buts or maybes about that. I will not be leaving the 50 arc. Make sure you come say good day. It'll be good to see you all and have a nice quiet beer.
5th place Signet is hosting 3rd place Lindisfarne, with the game kicking off at 2 p.m. on Saturday.
Good evening. Temperatures warmed up to 17 today at Bushy Park, Dunalley, Friendly Beaches, Ouse, Fingal and Hobart. Launceston and Burnie 15 and Devonport 14 degrees. Cloudy day with showers over the west and north. Grove 16, St Helens and Smithton 15. The Islands 14 today, Low Head and Strawn 13, a top of 9 for Lyowini. High level cloud over the east today, gradually cleared as mid to low cloud streamed over from the northwest. Cloud also sits over Victoria and southern South Australia. Cloud with a cold front extends across the Bight with an area of cold air in behind it. Tomorrow that cold front arrives and crosses the state. A high sits west of the Bight with another over New South Wales. The winds north-northwesterly at 20 to 30 knots, shifting west to southwesterly at 15 to 25 knots over western and southern waters, where there will be a 4.5 metre swell. Strong wind warning for all coastal waters apart from Bank Strait and Franklin Sound, a small craft wind alert for the lakes, a flood watch for the Derwent River Basin. Hobart for Friday, a top of 13, a morning shower clearing. Morning showers for Huonville as well, 13 the top, Campania 14. Launceston, showers clearing, 15 the high. Morning showers for Devonport, 15, 13 the top for Georgetown. For Burnie, morning showers and 13 degrees, 12 for Strawn and 13 for Wynyard with that same forecast. St Helens tomorrow, showers developing later in the day, 15 for Swansea. Port Arthur, a top of 13 degrees with the showers clearing. Saturday, fine and sunny over the east, but a few showers for the west and northwest. A similar forecast exists for Sunday with snow to around 900 metres. And on Monday, a few showers again developing in the afternoon over the southeast. Cloudy weather for Perth, Sydney and Brisbane. A shower clearing from Adelaide, showers on the way for Melbourne and partly cloudy weather further north. And partly cloudy in Hobart. It's currently 13 degrees. Launceston, bit of cloud about and 12, and the same for Devonport at the moment, 12 degrees. And tonight's energy saving tip from the team at Aurora Energy is a shorter shower means less water and less water that needs to be heated. I don't really like shorter showers. I tend to hit my head on the nozzle too much. But more importantly, Joe, we've got a cold front coming through tomorrow. Very strong northwesterly winds ahead of the front and very strong west to southwesterly winds behind the front. It's going to be a bad hair day for me tomorrow.
It's a bad hair day today. I'm not sure how to tell you that. All right, thank you, Murph. And that is all from the news team for now. Thanks so much for your company. We'll see you a little later with updates. Have a great evening. Bye for now.